I'm exhausted. Not a lot in the tank.
Why? What do you have going on in life?
I just woke up early, went to the gym. I don't know why, because now I'm just exhausted.
I love that for you.
Why?
Because
I just feel like shit.
You're crushing it, dude.
Not really. I genuinely don't understand why I would ever think that's a good idea for me. Like I have spots tonight, so it's like now I'm going to be up for 30 hours or however many hours.
Do you know that this is
There's
my
literally
day
zero
every
reasoning.
single day?
Yeah, but that's your that's because you live like that. There's zero reasoning for me to be waking up
Are you
at 7 a.m.
do you have the DNA of like a sloth?
No,
Like,
but
do
there's
you
no
need
point
more
in me
sleep?
waking up at 7 a.m. and going to bed at 2 a.m.
Yes, yeah, I don't go to bed
Like
at
that.
2.
There's no reason for that.
Well,
And there's also really no reason. I don't have to be awake at 7 a.m. There's
should be
nothing happening in my life at 7 a.m.
I would cut back on the back end. I would go to bed earlier and keep waking up early.
Yeah, but I did that last night, and then this morning I was like, I don't know why I did that. Now I know today it's gonna suck. Like I'm gonna go home after this, and then I'm just gonna sit
I feel
for
like
9 hours.
Joe Rogan would tell you, that today's not gonna suck. It's
I'm
gonna
not
be
Joe
better
Rogan
because of the way.
And I don't know Joe Rogan.
Yeah,
But he could say that.
you don't know him yet.
I don't know him at all.
Joe, come on in.
Let's put it this way: when you get on Rogan and he schedules the podcast for 10 a.m.,
Yeah.
are you gonna walk in and say, "Hey, Joe, this fucking sucks"?
No, but 10 a.m. is not even like bad. I'm just saying there's like I genuinely don't think there's an actual reason for me to wake up
Joe, I just want you to know
at 7 a.m.
you're not gonna get my best today because I woke up and I worked out this morning, and I don't know why the fuck I did that.
I don't know why I work out at all. Like it consistently makes me feel worse. Always.
It doesn't energize you?
No. I will say like 6 hours after I go to the gym, I'm like, all right, that was worth it. Like I feel better now. But like it genuinely, like it takes like right now, dog shit.
It doesn't feel great as soon as you're done?
No.
To be like, oh, I did the hard thing today.
No.
I already
terrible.
did my hard thing.
Like
Playing with
I'm
house money
walking
after
home
that.
in slow
Yeah.
motion from the gym. Every time I lift one of my legs, it feels like the weight of the world is attached to it.
You might want to do a different type of exercise. I don't know what it would be.
He's a
I
squatter.
think I just got to drink more water, to be honest.
Think you need to. I don't think you need to lift so much. Maybe if you started doing. Did you see him do that stretch thing on Row.com this morning?
No, I did not.
Pigeon pose.
Really?
If you got into yoga and you just
Hell
became this
no.
bendy, pliable, zen dude, I wonder what that would do for you.
Nothing.
What if you
I like to lift weights, though. I don't like to do
What if you got really
that
happy
fruity
and
shit.
then your stand-up just started sucking ass?
I am happy. Like I'm
No,
not
I mean
I'm not like a
zen,
miserable person.
Zen happy. Like that kind. I know I'm not saying you're miserable, but
I
I'm
think
saying
I
like,
am zen.
The last 5 minutes would say otherwise.
I am.
Today's gonna suck. I worked out. I
was
don't know why I
a
woke
teaching
up
of the
early.
Buddha.
What's
it's
the
like
point?
I feel like it's midnight right now. This is when I should be waking up. Is right now.
Let's start.
And being like, all right, should I go to the gym?
Keep all that in. That's a good lead in.
All right, you can leave it in. I don't care. All right. Alrighty, welcome back to the Son of a Boy Dad podcast. Today it is May 28th, and we are here live from HQ 3.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome to the show.
I'm going every morning. I'm biking by the tattered remnants of the ship.
yeah.
Oh, they just haven't cleaned it up.
It's moored to the side of a housing project, right on the banks of the East River, on the Manhattan side. It's very sad.
There's also a police boat that keeps watch of it, and there's definitely it's there for full 8, 9, 12-hour shifts, whatever it is. So there's just a cop in there on an iPad who's just like,
Do you think there's like an investigation or something, and they have to keep it for evidence? They probably
I think-
investigated if a boat crashes into the Brooklyn Bridge and the boat's from another country.
Maybe so, but it's not seaworthy. I don't think. So they're going to have to do some kind of a repair to get it out of there. But I don't know if that means they're going to haul it off to a boatyard somewhere, or
Strap it onto the back of a Tacoma.
No, they're gonna
certainly
put it on they're gonna take it to a chop shop, and it's gonna
Yeah.
be some Mexican dudes just like, let's get under the hood and see what went wrong.
yeah,
Let's fish this thing.
turn it into a bunch of reclaimed wood tables on Etsy.
Yeah. That would actually be sick.
I would
Yeah.
love
I
to.
would get one
That's
of
your
those.
table you're looking
That's
for.
what I'm looking for.
That would be awesome. Built from the fucking Mexican bridge rubble.
Yeah,
Some curtains made from the. It's very sad though. Going down to the riverfront, there's like a memorial to the two people that passed away.
Oh yeah.
oh,
of
is there?
course.
I haven't seen that.
It's right under the bridge. Like if you go up by the bridge.
Emily Roebling Plaza. Yeah.
Right, the woman who finished the Brooklyn Bridge.
Sure.
And they give her credit for having built the Brooklyn Bridge, this woman, Emily Roebling.
Mhm.
But really, a man built it, and then he got sick right at the end, and she put her name on the project, which is what men get lambasted for all the time, that a woman actually did this, but fucking the guy doctor in charge named the disease after himself. But really, the Brooklyn Bridge is just some woman slapping her name on the group project saying, oh, actually, I built this whole
He couldn't get
bridge."
it done. I mean, if he couldn't get it done, that's his problem.
No,
she
just
finished
to-
it
He
off.
perished.
Just
It's
to,
not like
he got the bends.
She finished the job.
just to play Clam's advocate for a second, she was pretty instrumental.
How?
He was bedridden up in their place in Brooklyn Heights, and she would finish the contracts, make sure that people were getting there on time. She oversaw it, and really had her hands on the business side of things because it was so close.
It was so close. Yeah, he did most of the work. And then she was like, actually, we're going to call it Emily Roebling Plaza. They don't even know who Mr. Roebling was.
Yeah.
His name's lost to the sands of time.
No need
Well,
to.
he already
If
he
would have
already
created
was
the Brooklyn Bridge, you would have created the Brooklyn Bridge.
DEI hired.
he was a bit of a nepo baby though.
Was
Really?
Yeah, because his dad started the bridge.
Oh no!
And his dad was Washington Roebling as well, but his dad died
Passed
um,
down through generations.
right before I think they actually started building it. But he drew up the initial plans for it, and then young Washington took over.
Interesting.
And
I can't believe you know more about this than I do.
Well, I read the David McCullough biography, which is
Of the bridge?
yeah, it's called The Great Bridge. It's one of the most dull and dense books I've ever read. I would not recommend it to anyone.
Why did you read that?
I love David McCullough, and I moved to Brooklyn, and I could see the Brooklyn Bridge from my window, so I assumed I just thought it was something I should read.
Some
Didn't-
things don't need a book.
Didn't like Kate read that book?
Probably. I think it's a famous book.
It's a big book. It
What-
won the Pulitzer.
I feel like she read some book about one of the bridges, or maybe the Hudson or something. I remember she talked about it on the Yak.
Hudson, I think, has his own book.
Probably.
I think Glennie Balls read the Hudson book. I'm not even kidding. He always would talk about the life of Henry Hudson, that he like drifted up the river. You'll know more about this than
I
I.
haven't read that one.
He drifted up the entire Hudson, and then his crew mutinied.
Oh, really?
Wow.
And they might have. I think they killed him up there. I could be wrong.
That's brutal. They
Damn.
finally get there and they're just waiting, posted up.
Yeah.
Blades.
Emily Roebling is there with
Machetes.
a blade.
Yeah.
And that's antique country, too.
Yeah.
Right up there in
Yeah.
Newburgh and kind of
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
There's a town called Hudson.
Wooden blades.
It has some of the best antique stores in the country.
Mhm.
Truly does. It's a great day to go up there and
Sounds fun.
get yourself a frittata and
Yeah.
then walk around
Oh,
town.
yum. A frittata?
Yeah, a
Get
little
yourself on a
frittata.
slab of stone.
Or maybe a croque monsieur
Yeah.
or a croque madame.
I started reading I'm listening to that, the Blooming Towers book.
Oh, I'm so pleased.
Yeah, very good.
Good.
I will say I'm not a huge. I don't know if I'm going to continue to listen to it. I might read it because
Mm.
listening, I don't have the like brain for that. I have to I've been on the first chapter for I think 24 hours, and I've had to rewind because you miss one word, and then you're out of it.
Really?
You miss one name, and then you're like, wait, I know what's happening right now, but who the fuck are they talking about?
That's why movies are great. 'Cause you're
Yeah.
like, oh, that guy.
Yeah, exactly.
He's the guy from the other scene.
And then the problem is all the names are like Egyptian, super not
like
American
Abu Al.
names. Yeah, so I'm
Yeah.
I'm telling them I was trying to Google translate them. Like I was trying to tell them to the thing. I was trying to do the Egyptian president Nasser.
You're trying to translate names?
Well, I was trying to figure out what the guys looked like. I need a face. You know?
And then
These are the guys that like created Al Qaeda, so I need to know what they look like in case I see them.
I think a lot of them are dead at this point.
You
I know.
whispering the
This
names
is
of
like
terrorists.
1949.
Well, you just said in case you see them.
It was clearly a joke.
I cannot tell at all anymore with you.
I was kidding, but
You're definitely on a watch list after whispering the names of terrorists into your phone.
I kept on saying it wasn't even a terrorist. It was the Egyptian president, Nasser.
Yeah.
And I kept
Larry
on saying
Nasser.
I kept on saying Nasser into the
Yeah.
phone, and it kept on coming up as NASA, the space program.
Right.
Because they know you're from New England.
And then I was able to find it
Nasser.
after a long time of research. But interesting book. I didn't realize that like the whole war in the Middle East started just from pretty much Israel, right?
Oh, I think it goes way back, farther than that. I mean, that you could go back to biblical times.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense.
About that whole conflict in that area.
Yeah,
But the Houthis hate Israel and America.
yeah,
The Yemenis.
yeah. It's crazy.
A lot of people hate Israel and America.
Yeah,
A lot of people
especially
around
the
here.
Egyptians.
Yeah,
Well-
the Egyptians though.
Speaking of all of that, I am very saddened about what's going on at Harvard these days. There's this
Oh,
war
yeah.
between Harvard and our president right now.
Really, gay?
No,
Is gay not there
it's
anymore?
pretty straight war. What?
President gay?
She got ousted.
Oh, she's out.
She's out.
Damn shame.
Yeah.
Where is she working at now?
Fucked if I know. Burger King. But I'll tell you what.
So what's going on?
Well,
Fit.
Trump is really kind of going after them.
Yeah, he's
And
sending them home.
he's cutting off federal funding and grants, and he's trying to say he wants them to no longer have any international students.
Oh
there.
wow, Harvard as a whole.
Yeah.
Damn.
So it's just going to be Francis.
Yeah.
Yeah, more for me.
Yeah,
I
they're
mean,
gonna send
not
you
for
back.
nothing. You know, definitely helps my kids' chances.
What would you do if Trump called you and was like, "We want you to be the face of
I
Harvard"?
accept.
Like
I
they're gonna
humbly
build a
accept.
statue with your face. Would you? But would you still do the pod or no?
Yeah, I don't think a statue is really going to be enough to replace
A
this job.
library.
Well, now we're talking.
You don't think a statue at Harvard would be enough to like? Dude,
What
you
am I
go-
getting paid for a statue? Am I charging commission?
Once you get a statue of yourself built
$5
at
to
Harvard, I
rub
think you
the
could go
foot.
like
Right.
speak at schools. Just bullshit.
Or you're
Probably.
You're
Give
indelible in
motivational
history.
talks.
But would
Mhm.
you take the statue if they made you keep the title of President Gay? If they passed it along like the
I think I would.
would.
I think I'd want the title of President Gay.
No.
Paging President Gay. Your 2 p.m. is here. Yeah, he's really kind of gone on an absolute fucking vendetta against Harvard, and I guess it's to root out woke, progressive, entrenched ideals on college campuses. I don't really know why he's not.
Well, he went to Columbia first, I'm pretty sure, because of the protests. That
Yeah,
were
but
going
he
on
just
there.
like sent one guy home. I feel like I don't know if he cut their funding, but maybe
It's got to
he
be
did.
crazy to be the one dude sent home from Harvard by the president of the United States.
Well, the guy was kind of a bad guy.
Oh, really?
I think he was like speaking out against America,
And he was like a
that.
C- student.
Egypt. He was Egyptian.
Larry Nasser.
He was
Yes.
they sent home the gymnastics coach.
Yeah, well, he was the floor
doctor.
manager.
Hooray.
But it's a strange thing. I don't really know. Harvard's like standing up to him, and they have a $40 billion endowment, so maybe they can.
But you can't dip into that endowment because if you're dipping in every year, the endowment will be gone pretty fast.
Well, and they've lost part of that endowment are the federal grants they get, which I think are a few $1 billion. So I don't know. I don't know how that's all going to play out. But I will say, all jokes aside, the international kids at Harvard were great.
Yeah.
And,
Jeremy Lin.
Yeah. Of course.
I mean, I had a lot of friends who were from England or Australia or whatever.
Sweden.
They were cool. Yeah. I had some
Finnish friends. Where
Yeah.
else?
Iceland.
There's
I want to
one
say
German
the Asian
guy.
kids, but I never saw them. They studied so much harder, and I never got to hang out with them.
A ton of foreign friends.
They were
There's
way
really
better
good kids.
students.
England,
Yeah, Irish. There's one with Irish, Northern Irish.
No French. No French.
Canada. A ton of Canadian friends.
Everyone's talking bad about foreigners. I find them to be very pleasant guys.
No, they were these kids were great.
Well, that's what sparked 9/11 is that we said that we were an immigrant country and then we proved not to be.
What?
Clearly, you guys haven't read the first chapter of
Just
The Looming
explain
Tower.
it to me. I just don't know about it.
They said that apparently post World War II, the United States was doing so well, and we said we were an immigrant country. We were open to having people coming into our country, and then that resulted in a bunch of people in the Middle East coming to our country, and then we started funding Israel aggressively and moving a bunch of Israel citizens into Palestine, and then the Islam community did not like that.
Interesting.
And then the dude went back to Egypt and was like, 9/11, let's get it going.
This was in the 50s?
This was in the 40s and the 50s.
Mm.
Holy shit.
Yeah,
You're a history guy now.
big time.
It's
Welcome.
so nice. It's so nice to have a stat to
Well, I'm
rattle
actually-
off like that.
To be honest, the only reason I'm reading this book is because it's not like a history. Like I'm trying to fast forward to like the more modern history.
Yeah. Just understanding.
Yeah.
You're basically Dave Smith.
Pretty much.
But
yeah.
to get to know where we're going, you have to know where we came from.
Exactly.
That's what
Right.
they say.
Exactly.
Those who do not know history are destined to repeat it.
Mm,
So if you don't finish this book, you're going to be responsible for another 9/11.
true.
And I think that's something that, even though you weren't really that aware for the first one,
Yeah.
I know of the fear that it
Yeah.
instilled in you. Would you really want to live through that again?
I would not know.
Well, that just shows that Trump and everybody who's kicking out all these Australians and British foreigners is trying to not repeat the mistakes of the past.
That's it.
Because he's like, this used to be an immigrant country, not on my watch. Get
No.
these fucking Irish
Yeah.
out.
A lot of people in response to my tweet about this said, why are we paying for our international students to be educated at Harvard? We should fund our own. I'll tell you what, the international students that I knew at Harvard, they were paying their full tuition, and then probably for a couple other people as well. These kids had it made,
Really?
had it made in the shade. Mm-hmm.
Also, do we want to do tech innovation or not? Like, we're not going to have any Indian or Chinese people come over here. We want to do
Yeah.
tech innovation. I
Yeah,
don't know how that's going to work.
Yeah. What percentage of Harvard is foreign?
I don't
students.
think it's as high as they're making it out to seem.
What, like 30?
I don't even think it's that high. I'll look it up.
Well, from my
Interesting.
understanding, it really raises the question whether the president can unilaterally make a decision like this or if he'll have to lean on the other branches of the government. And
That
I
is
think
very
that
true.
Harvard, Columbia, and their ilk really has solid ground and footing for a lawsuit if that's the chance that's the opportunity they want to take, if that's the road they want to go down.
Hairball, you nailed it. 27.2% of Harvard's student body is composed of international students.
Very nice, Harry.
Interesting,
You're on a fucking
interesting.
heater today.
Yeah.
It's the
I've been
gym, dude.
taking
I really
my,
think it's the gym.
I'm taking my supplements, so it's probably why. Brain's just firing on all cylinders today.
It's really fucking beautiful to watch.
Wish I could just put a muzzle on my brain sometimes.
Why? Oh, I thought
Too
you
fucking genius.
you mean like a dog muzzle or a gun muzzle?
Either or.
Shit.
They both kind of work the same.
Kind of. Dog muzzle stops you from barking. Though.
When I see a dog that has a Hannibal Lecter cage over its
Yeah.
mouth, I think thank you to that honor.
Yeah, we had to put a muzzle on my dog.
I don't mind that. I think that's really responsible dog ownership. Because I know that even if that dog attacks me, we're gonna box. What's gonna happen? Worst case is gonna
Yeah.
jump on me and hug me a bunch, or try to paw me a little bit. Have you seen these videos of the King Charles?
I'm obsessed with it.
Oh my God.
What is
I
it?
love these videos. The King Charles is the absolute alpha of the pound.
Oh.
King of the fucking
I'll
playground.
bring it up right now for you.
You see a bunch of snarly dogs with their teeth bared, huge dogs. And then the King Charles comes in and everybody bows down. Everyone gets on its back and puts its paws up in the air and says, uh-oh, the alpha's here. It's crazy, dude.
I've never seen dog activity like this.
It's unbelievable. I've been seeing so many clips of it.
Interesting.
Here, respect this
I'm
dog.
not familiar.
Here, go to
with
this.
King Charles.
Now there is. It does seem as though all these clips are coming from one account, and it kind of makes you wonder, like,
Watch.
why are all the dogs so angry right before the clip starts? Is somebody fucking stirring them up and then, like,
Probably
handing some fucking NO explode to the King Charles and
here
letting
comes
it
the
walk
king.
out there?
Did you see how the other one like bends its
Bends
knee?
it comes down, and those are bigger dogs, much bigger
Yeah,
dogs.
that's crazy. Well, that one's a little dirty.
King
That one's
Charles.
definitely, yeah. King Charles has definitely been at the Isle of Dogs,
Mm.
roughing it.
Look at this. This is another one, and the dog, the other one who bows down in the main video. In this other video, he's like back as King Charles' henchman.
Mm.
He's just like over his shoulder, be like, "You better listen to him. You better show some damn respect."
King Charles comes walking in, and it's like
Omar coming.
5-0, 5-0.
Yeah. I mean, what's going on? Why are the dogs? They're all fucking furious.
They're very unhappy.
Yeah.
And there's one they've labeled Tyrant.
Oh
There's
my
like King
goodness.
Charles' name, his main enemy. They're fucking amazing videos, though.
Cool vids.
It makes me want to like
Fight dogs.
dominate my dog.
Yeah,
It makes me
for
want to
sure.
be like, I'm the fucking boss. It feels nice.
We got to get into some son of a boy dad dog fighting.
Get a team.
Yeah, get a team together.
Yeah.
Why not cock? I
Get
don't. I
it.
feel like cockfighting is such a more smiled on. Nobody's mad about dog
Yeah.
fighting.
Yeah,
No,
but we
'cause then you
need
get
the
to eat it
publicity
after.
of dog fighting. We're not going to get any publicity from cockfighting.
We'll get the wrong publicity.
Yeah.
The nice thing about cockfighting is that when you after the fight you take the dead chicken and it's already pounded flat into perfect chicken. What's it?
It's actually way bloodier than I
What are
thought
those
it was going to
called?
be.
Tenderloin? No, just chicken
Tenders.
breasts. You know when you beat one of those pieces of chicken flat? You know what I'm talking about?
Like a chicken breast when you beat it flat.
Yeah, you got to beat it with one of those
A
cleavers
mallet.
Yeah.
with the spikes on the end. Bang, 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 bang.
Yeah, but I thought that was
Cutlets.
Like
Cutlets. Nice
I
flat cutlets.
see.
You bread them.
Still got it.
Still got
Francis
it. We're
is
there.
firing on all cylinders. Did you work out this morning?
No, I didn't, but I did yesterday, and I'll
Oh.
tell you what, I felt a lot better. Did not choke on my own spit as much.
Mhm.
It's
Hit
carrying
it
over.
hard. Hit it hard.
Very glad to hear that.
Hell yes. Makes me so happy that my boys are fucking mentally firing.
Big thing coming up this weekend, though. I'll tell you, big thing. I am now number 1 on the wait list for the member guest. Number
Someone's going to
1.
have to die.
I was 12, and now I'm number 1.
It was probably because you talked about it.
How did 11 people?
Here's what happened. A couple people dropped out from the field, right? And then they go through the wait list. But by this point, a number of the people that were on the wait list assumed they would not get in, so they made plans. So they had to go up to number 7 before they found a guy to fill that spot.
Interesting.
And then 2 more dropped this week. Man, I don't know.
That's
It's
crazy. The top 6 had plans.
something like that.
I think if I was top 3, I'd be like, my plan is member guest
Yeah, but these people are not desperate for the...
for the member guest.
Yeah, they're,
Yeah.
they're like, oh, I'll just do something else. I don't care
Yeah.
about this.
I'm desperate.
Yeah. Like, I'll just
I
go
want
play in
it.
the Masters instead.
I want it more than anything in the world. And I'm legitimately waiting by my phone for messages from the starter. He's told me each time that I've moved up.
Really?
Yeah.
From the starter? What's a starter?
The starter's the guy that kind of sends people out, usually the kind of caddy master or
The pro.
call him a manager. He's an outside ops guy.
And what's
Got
the level of talent going to be at this member guest?
High. Very high.
Are you the member or the guest?
I'm the member. I'm the member.
You're the member and you can't even get into your own member
Yeah,
guest.
it's a highly enrolled event. It enters a lottery system. They got to keep it fair.
Tell you, my club would never
Is
do
that him?
God damn you, Ron. You know that if you're one call away from me just assuming that every time you call me it's a joke.
Why?
Because you've been playing these hijinks for too long, God damn it.
What other hijinks have I played?
The whole time, every time, the last 10 times you've called me, it's been, hello, hello, hello.
No,
hello?
that someone was actually fucking with us.
Did you call me? No, you called me.
I did that one time as a joke, every other time people have been fucking with us.
You know, this is my Robert De Niro signature right here. Okay,
I threw that thing away.
there's two
What?
things. Good.
Yeah,
I'm glad you
What?
did. I'm
I
glad
spilled,
it's
Why?
gone.
I spilled
What?
pizza on my sweatshirt and I didn't have any napkins, so I just used that.
Excellent.
I just
that
took it out of
actually
the.
pissed
I
me
took
off
it
so
out of the
bad.
frame. And
That
just,
is
I told you to
exactly
give it
how
to me
Robert would want his autograph to
Yeah.
be used.
yeah.
He's Italian.
At least you acknowledge it's real.
I could probably find it in the trash.
I'm never going to do something like, remember all the times when I'd be like, when's your birthday? I'd love to get you this thing for your birthday. That ends now. When I go out of my way to actually
Where do they
something
bury? Where
nice-
do they bury the trash in New York? Is it Upper East Side?
No,
they
they take
take
It's
it
by
it
like
out.
Hell's
Carolina.
Kitchen. I
They
think
take
right?
it out on big barges all the way out to
they have a little
Jersey.
dumping area.
Landfill.
They got a little dumping area.
Do you ever see how much trash is generated on a daily basis in this godforsaken city?
I'd assume a lot. Good amount.
I don't even know how they do it. If the trash workers went on strike, which historically has happened, by the way, in Memphis, a while back, the trash workers went on strike.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
Because
They're getting shot
their
at.
working conditions were so unsafe. One of their guys got sucked into one of the trucks
Oh
and
shit!
compacted
Oh
and
no!
killed. And then they
That's
the city was
fucked.
like, tough,
Yeah.
tough
Another day
tough
at
luck.
the office.
So they went on strike, and the trash just piled up for days.
Yeah.
Days and days.
Rats galore.
And yeah, I mean, it was like your apartment, out
No.
there. So
I bet there were gunmen popping out of trash cans
Oh, yeah.
at trash
Yeah.
collectors.
The trash is shooting
her.
at us.
I
Yeah.
think there is some sort of clause or some agreement between the sanitation workers of New York and the city where it's like fundamentally they're not allowed to just not work.
Yeah, that makes sense.
There is some clause because their work is too vital
Yeah,
to the
that
kind
would
of
fuck things up big time.
cog of the city.
Yeah.
So
Take the cops and the firefighters, but not our damn trashmen.
Yeah.
Let the teachers go on strike.
Exactly.
Who cares about the kids?
Exactly.
Not
Fucking
our
place.
fucking trash.
it's already dirty enough. It's already dirty enough.
Yeah, it is pretty dirty.
It's bad.
It's nasty.
It's gross.
I saw a roach fly into my apartment yesterday. Killed it on the spot.
How'd you kill it?
Dude, it came down through the chimney.
It's just a Santa roach?
It literally. I was literally about to go to bed. I'm sitting on my phone, just like at my desk, about to go to bed, and all of a sudden I just hear like a. And I looked, and there's just a roach just dropped down from the chimney.
Like
Right.
Mary
And then it was-
Poppins?
Yeah, literally, it just fell.
Hello,
on my-
Harry.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and then it was crawling around, and then I got out the raid.
Could you tell if it was it looking for its kids?
No,
So
it
it wasn't
clearly
a-
got lost.
It was not a
Yeah, as
Papa
soon as it
Roach.
landed, it started panicking,
Mm.
flying around. Papa Roach, very funny. I sprayed it down though, and then I crushed it, and then I left it.
You sprayed it, then crushed
Yeah.
it.
Well, they're always like, you can't kill cockroaches are impossible to kill. I killed that thing easy, literally like from the time that it landed in my apartment to the time that it was dead, under 30 seconds.
You have to
And
take
the-
out tweezers and take their heads off. Though. It still might not have been dead.
This thing was dead.
I have a humane roach trap.
Yeah.
So I wait till it gets filled, and then I drive them over to the West Village, and I use a slingshot to throw them through your window. Climb up to the top of your building, just dump them down your chimney.
One of them will make it.
I want them to be comfortable. Your apartment, they talk about your apartment. There's like, someday I'll get there.
A humane roach trap is
that
hilarious.
That is the mecca.
Yeah.
I would
trash
never
heaven.
do a humane rodent trap.
We
Like I
had
could
a-
see like doing like a humane like raccoon trap.
Dude, we
you
had a
know?
humane squirrel trap because
Yeah.
they got into the attic,
Yeah.
sort of the crawl space, and they just gnawed their way in, and then they would run around all night, especially above my bedroom, and it was all night long. And this was before I used a white noise machine, so it was a problem.
Yeah.
drove me fucking nuts. And then we'd get the squirrel trap out, and I never forget when you had them, you were carrying it like a little suitcase, they'd be running into the front of it,
Yeah.
just bashing their faces
Yeah.
like they were nuts. And they'd have the wire
Nuts.
imprinted on their
Oh.
nose, bloody there.
Damn.
We drive them like 16 miles away. They'd come back.
Yeah, I'm sure.
You got to drive them hundreds of miles, and you got to spin them around like it's Dizzy Bat.
Dude, we had when I was growing up in like middle school, high school, my bedroom had like a crawl space behind my bed. And I remember one night in the middle of the night, I just heard scratching on the wall. It was like a squirrel or a raccoon or something, but it was literally like this far from my head. And I packed up and went down. I slept on the couch downstairs, closed my, I told my parents, I was like, there's like a possum under my bed or something.
Yeah.
Because I thought it was in my room.
It's tough.
Yeah.
Did they find it?
No.
Never did.
Never did.
It
never
could have been
found could have been a person.
Could have been a ghost.
Yeah.
It's way more likely that was a ghost. They never found it. There was a clawing right next to your head as you slept.
Yeah.
I can't believe you assumed that was a rodent.
I had a protein shake next to my bed, and I knocked it over, and I didn't clean it up until the next day.
You brought a protein shake to bed?
Yeah, I think I had it in my room.
That's
I probably didn't finish it or something.
That wasn't your nighttime drink.
No. It could have been. I don't know.
Boy, that's some badass teenage shit.
Yeah.
Just bedside protein shake.
Yeah. Always.
Just having the milk before bed.
Yeah.
Love
I used
how
to
the
slam like
mighty
2
have fallen.
protein shakes a day until like 2 years ago.
Well, that you gotta get back on the teen.
No.
That's what's causing all your soreness and
No, the
lack
protein
of,
causes more problems. That fake protein destroys
Get the
me.
real stuff.
Well, I'm just eating chicken.
Why don't you get some of the plant-based maybe? Maybe that's the
That shit's
issue.
trash.
Yeah.
May as well sprinkle fairy dust into my smoothie.
You just wanted your metabolism to be as slow as possible as you fell asleep.
Exactly.
You wanted to lose as little weight as you could overnight.
Yeah. I mean, that's the bulk life. Set alarms for 3 and 5. Shakes in between.
It's the
Back to
only
bed.
way. Get right back to sleep.
That's what those fucking like Hulk dudes do. The strongmen.
Yeah.
I watched like a documentary, and it was like this like dude that was like 900 pounds. I think it was, what's his name? Thor? Might have
Yeah.
been Thor.
Olgar Suttergoodson.
Yeah. And
from Harvard.
His girlfriend
Once upon a time.
or his girlfriend
His
or
kids
wife
can't
is
get
like
in.
is like maybe 1/8 of his size, and she's waking him up like every hour in the middle of the night to be like, you got to drink this fucking protein shake, because he would lose like 20 pounds overnight if he doesn't,
Just putting some
because
of it
they're
in his
so
mouth.
fucking big.
So he accidentally swallows it
Yeah.
as he snores. That's so insane. Why
That's
would you
gotta
want to be that big?
miserable.
Yeah, it's got to be.
Imagine being woken up in the middle of the night and someone was like, drink this chocolate protein shake. That
You can't.
would be
I'm just
me.
picturing his girlfriend being 1/8 of his size.
Oh, tiny.
That she to him is the equivalent of me jerking off with a fleshlight.
Yeah, exactly.
He's just using her body
Yeah,
to masturbate himself.
exactly.
Yeah.
The guys
It's
who are
insane.
really densely like he's at least big proportionally. The guys who are really densely muscular is very gross to me.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure I'm gross to them, but it's very disgusting to me.
That guy Thor, you talking about the mountain from Game of
Yes.
Thrones?
That's what I'm
Right?
picturing. The mountain. from Game of
No,
Thrones.
I was picturing Thor, the heavy,
Hemsworth?
the fucking, what's his name? The strongman. You guys aren't familiar with Thor?
I thought that was the mountain.
Fuck that. Yeah.
Anyway,
To
Thor.
verify my personality, he is the mountain.
yeah,
We're talking about the same guy.
Yeah.
that's what I thought. Something happened to his face. He got so muscular that his face had a stroke.
Some guys do that. Sammy Sosa, Barry Bonds, their faces all changed.
I mean, look how fucking big this guy is.
Yeah,
Imagine
yeah.
Imagine getting fucked by him.
his dick is probably tiny.
I would think so.
Yeah.
I don't know. He's so
Shriveled.
proportionally huge that it has to.
Yeah, but his face kind of isn't proportionately huge.
I always wonder about the kidneys on these guys, right? Because that level of protein intake is an assault on your kidneys.
Yeah, 300
And they've
grams
never
a day.
stopped.
I mean, it's probably 300 grams a day at least.
Yeah, I don't know how. I don't know how they're doing that. That seems.
What is his
abusive.
barbell?
Let me see it.
Or dumbbell, I guess.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the I think it's like it might be like a ton. Something insane like that.
He's one hand
I
holding
forget
a
how
ton
much it
over
is,
his
'cause
left shoulder.
I've seen
It's
the
actually a
videos of
black
him lifting
hole
that.
on each side.
I think even just getting your hand around the grip of that is like almost impossible.
Where do we think his bulge is in here? Is it this top area, or is it? It's definitely not down here. That's just the pull of the pant, right?
Yeah, I don't think it's down there.
I think
That's
it's
just the
this,
pull.
right?
Yeah, that's that. There it is. Yeah.
What do you think, Harry? Where's his bulge?
It's a 220-pound dumbbell.
Hmm.
I don't think he's got one.
Is it down here, this area, or
No.
is it up here,
there.
this area?
Up there.
Yeah. That makes that like those. If those are his two balls, that's insane.
That's tough.
Those are marbles.
Yeah.
I guess that's what happens. I don't know. Does steroid shrinks your balls down?
That's what they say, right? That's what they used to tell us as kids.
Yeah, they would
Probably
say
because they
that.
didn't want you hitting dingers.
Yeah, exactly. They didn't want me to reach my full potential.
Right. Oh, your nuts will get small. Yeah, probably that's the school across town saying that because they're
Yeah.
scared you're going to hit dingers.
Exactly.
We had a strength and conditioning coach, Coach Fitz, and one time someone asked him about steroids.
Yeah.
And he goes, I'll tell you the truth about steroids. You want to know what the side effects of steroids are? Bigger, stronger, faster. That's it.
That rules. That's it. I mean, that's what I've talked to a few people who have done steroids, and they pretty much all say that.
Yeah.
But they all also are like, I think if I kept doing them, I would have died.
Well, I think that, one's like human growth hormone. I mean, that gets prescribed to people.
HGH?
Small people. Yeah.
I thought HGH was the worst one.
It's only bad, allegedly, if you have cancer.
Because it makes the cancer
are
bigger.
predisposed to cancer. Because cancer is an unstoppable doubling and quadrupling of your cells, right? In an out of control way. And I think it accelerates that process.
I thought it made like your organs bigger too.
That makes sense too. You get an enlarged heart.
Yeah, I thought it like enlarged your heart.
Could well do.
I don't know enough about it.
There was a kid on the wrestling team at school who was really small. I mean, he wrestled in like the fucking 110-pound division.
Yeah.
They might have even created a new weight class for him.
Kleenex weight.
He might have been wrestling like pandas or something.
Yeah.
And he was prescribed HGH and was allowed to take it as a non-violation of the NCAA's banned substances policy. Because I think without it, he would have just like deflated into a balloon.
Damn. Getting prescribed HGH is insane.
Yeah. He needed it.
Yeah, he's probably pumped.
It's
like you get home and you're like, well, this is definitely going to work.
Mom,
Right?
bring me my HGH
Oh, this is good
smoothie.
stuff. It's
Yeah.
not from Mexico.
There's literally no way this will not work.
Mm-hmm.
There was a kid at my high school who did steroids, and he said it made him into like a sick kisser,
Oh, yeah?
like a really good kisser.
Really?
Yeah.
Not
I
surprised.
could see that.
I'm not surprised at all.
I mean, your tongue just doesn't get as tired. Is that what it is?
I think he said that his lips, like it was like
Just
even
extra reps.
mostly lips,
yeah.
lip
Uh-huh.
kissing. He
Yeah.
was so good at it. They said
God damn, dude.
all the girls at Edgeley would be trying to kiss him. I don't want to dox him.
There was a couple kids that I grew up with that would take steroids in like high school and just not work out. Just sit, just
They
lay.
just kiss
They would just lay down and just pop steroids.
like Skittles,
Like
rattle
wait,
'em
just
in your
waiting
hand.
to get jacked. Just waiting for it to happen
Mhm.
overnight.
They were on the Winnie. That's what they were on for Rough and Rowdy. We forgot many episodes ago what steroid they did before Rough and Rowdy, and it was Winthral.
Is that what Smitty did and admitted to taking?
Because that's what, remember $20 Chef was like, he was on the Winnie. He was on the fucking Winnie.
That's crazy. Taking steroids for Rough and Rowdy is insane.
No, it's not.
It's also
I think
the most apt thing to do.
It's the
What?
least insane thing ever.
I'd be worried about how strong I would become. I would worry I would kill
I think
my opponent.
everybody from Barstool that fought in Rough and Rowdy took steroids.
Really?
First generation for sure.
That's,
I don't know about
insane.
most recent generation.
I don't think you can really be fucking around with the roids like that.
Can't tell you.
I'm trying to remember who else did it and if I should say.
Did Pat do them?
I think he's already on them.
Oh, he's on the roids.
Oh, he's
You
gotta
have
be.
to be when you're gay.
Oh,
I mean, you imagine just being a bad-bodied gay in New York City. Like that
Yeah,
shit will
it's
fly
true.
in suburban Pennsylvania.
yeah.
Yeah.
You could do that in
When it's
Delaware,
slim pickings out there.
or
Yeah.
fucking
It's like-
northern Georgia.
Being a paunchy girl in a Sig Tau sorority at Alabama.
You just won't. I mean, you'll get fucked, I guess. But it's gonna be you'll be the fourth guy of his night.
Mhm. That's it.
It just won't. It won't be special. It won't be as special as it would be if you were just a fucking ripped gay guy.
By the way, this is a dumb. Actually, I have a really important question. I have a really nuanced basketball question, so I'm going to direct this at Roan, since you are a friend of the.
Black community.
Well, I was going to say basketball community.
What's the difference?
You're absolutely right.
Alex Caruso.
Imagine if Trump banned foreign players from the NBA.
Yeah,
Too many MVPs.
Yeah.
The Greek freak.
Can't even fit their
Already
last
sounds like a
names on
Trump
the
name.
jerseys.
The Joker, the Greek freak. These sound like Trump nicknames.
So, okay, here's my question. You ready for this round? This is a big one because I was watching the Knicks game and there was a moment where it was in Indiana and a play happened where they showed the replay on the Jumbotron, which caused the Knicks coach, Thibodeau, to issue a challenge.
Yes.
And first of all, I thought, why would the scoreboard replay guy play a replay that made it clear the refs had made the wrong call
In favor of the away team.
Yeah, and challenging it would favor the away team because it turned out to be a foul against the Pacers instead of an out of bounds that was going to be Indiana ball. But then I wondered, why is showing replays on the Jumbotron in order to allow coaches to throw challenges allowed at all? Why is that allowed?
Interesting, nuanced question. I think before instant replay in the NFL, the actual referees would watch replays on the Jumbotron to make their decision. The referees would watch them over and over again. But now teams have a replay assistant on the sideline who, after every play, they'll go to, in the case of the Milwaukee Bucks, there was a woman with a laptop on her lap, and she would, in the moment, watch it over and be like, yes or no to the coach as fast as possible. So there's somebody who's working ostensibly faster than the replay person, but sometimes they wouldn't get the answer in time, and so you'll see sometimes players hold on to the ball. They won't give it back to the referee to buy their own replay assistant a little bit of time.
I mean, you see coaches like craning their necks to watch, and then they're like, we challenge. And I don't understand. Again, I don't understand why. I get why the home scoreboard operator, Jumbotron operator, would show footage that clearly means the coach should challenge. But I would not understand why they would show
I think a lot don't. I think a lot of times you're at a stadium and they're like, oh, they're not showing that replay. That probably means that we're about to get that penalty or we're not going to have that completion count for us.
And if that's true, then doesn't that seem like something that is beyond the scope of the game and should not really be an accessible resource for coaches to use to determine if they should challenge or not?
I think that what matters most is the experience of the viewer. And so if you're at the game, at the stadium, you're going to be like, I want to have the massive Jumbotron. That's how you can sell tickets to the game, is the big Jumbotron. So I think that they're the ones who are being served. But I agree that there's a fairness disadvantage. Sash, what do you think?
I don't know. I would assume there's got to be some sort of regulations around what they can show on the Jumbotron and what they can't. Like, I'm sure if they're just feeding videos of, like, if it's the NFL and they're just showing Tyreek Hill getting locked up by Christian Gonzalez on replay for 4 hours, the NFL probably wouldn't be too happy about that, right? They'd probably be like, well, clearly this is not going to be a welcoming environment for the other team's fans, which, again, tickets.
I think
so.
that
I don't
tickets.
know. I would assume they're probably not allowed to, like, consistently withhold replays from the other team.
I think that the hardest thing for the replay operator has to be when a young fan will simulate fellatio onto the camera and go, and you have to kind of hit camera 2 really fast or unpan in if you're the good Christian cameraman.
Yeah.
I love it when I'm at a game and there are some kids in front of me who are begging to get onto the Jumbotron, and you finally see that the camera guy comes over, he's pointing it right at them, which means in 5 seconds,
it's go time.
I'm about to absolutely outshine these kids.
Yeah.
Nobody's going to be looking at them.
Beer chugs.
Simulated fellatio.
Simulated fellatio, of course.
From someone next to you, perhaps.
Maybe involve the beer chug in the simulated fellatio.
Give the kid a beer.
Simulate the...
Get them started early. Teach them to drink responsibly in the
if not
European
now, then
way.
The problem that a lot of people face when they get on the Jumbotron is they'll be sitting in their seats, the Jumbotron will go on them, and they'll excitedly stand up and just give us like a dick view. Like then the Jumbotron has to zoom out and zoom back in and find that you have to kind of continue doing what you're doing. If you start going crazy, tapping the people next to you, that's bad Jumbotron etiquette. It pisses me off to no end.
You know that someone's a seasoned Jumbotron appearer when they can maintain eye contact on the camera instead of looking up to see themselves on the Jumbotron.
Which is rare.
Agreed.
So, Celebrity Row at the Knicks game, they could do it.
Oh, yeah.
Kelsey Plum, the
That'll be
WNBA
over
player,
shortly.
she can do it. But not many other people.
You ever see that video of Kelsey Plum?
Not the
throwing
simultaneous
t-shirts?
yawn. You brothers are feeling
I'm
empathetic
exhausted.
of one another.
Have you ever seen the Kelsey Plum t-shirt toss? No.
Yeah.
Throws it like 300 yards.
Yeah, she breaks the...
Insane.
She knocks down one of the banners that's
Yeah.
hung to the ceiling.
It's crazy.
Who's
They're
Kelsey
shooting-
Plum?
A WNBA player. One of the best in the league, honestly.
Cool.
Yeah. You really don't know her?
Nope.
She used to date Darren Waller.
Mm-hmm.
And when he was on Vegas, I think he cheated on her or something
Mhm.
like that.
Sounds about right.
The country singer?
And then she beat the shit out of him.
No, that's Hope Solo that you're thinking of.
Oh, yes.
With Tim Howard.
Yeah.
Darren Waller cheated on her, and then she broke up with him. I think when he got traded to the Giants. Maybe that's why he got traded to the Giants. Or that trade broke during their wedding. I don't know,
Really?
or something.
They were like, if you're not gonna bring Kelsey around anymore, you're off the team.
And then she went to the game and she pretended to eat popcorn, and she was like being like a funny girl. Like,
Oh yeah.
Boy, I
Yeah,
like
like-
this Plum girl. I don't know much about her.
I think you've seen.
You've
this
never seen the
gif.
popcorn eating video?
No, my God, no.
It's got to be like one of the more popular videos of
I've
the
been
last
pretty
3
locked
years.
up watching my King Charles.
Hell, this has
Dominate.
been going on for years.
So what is this? This is what she does? She eats...
Eats popcorn and then laughs to her friend like, I'm so fucking weird and quirky.
She does this every game?
No, she just did it once and it's become a gif of like pick me girl.
Oh, is she doing it to imitate the meme of like, ooh, there's something crazy happening and I can't wait to watch?
No, she's just pretending to be a. She's saying how quirky is it that I'm pretending to be a girl eating popcorn, and then visibly laughs to her friend, and then pretends to be a quirky girl eating popcorn, and then visibly laughs again.
So can you explain pick me to me? What does that mean exactly? Pick me girl.
Sass?
I don't know.
I think it's like a girl who's like, I'm not like the other girls. Like, I just like to watch football and have beer.
We used to
Like-
call them whores.
Guys, let's take a second to talk about Vuori. We know how good Vuori clothing is. We know personally. Ronan and I love to wear it all the time.
So nice.
I have 2 pairs of their pants that I love for golf because even as the weather gets a little bit warmer, you still stay cool. That's how breathable, how good looking the pants from Vuori are. I'm a big fan.
I have some of their like a jogging shorts, like a tech short type of deal. It was a black pair I wore this morning, and they have like an extra pocket that fits your phone perfectly. I track my steps through my phone, so I wanted to bring my phone on the run with me, and it's snug in there. It's not like slapping around. It's
Right.
like a nice, tight, snug, futuristic short. Love it.
Well, speaking of shorts, their core short is soft, lightweight, 4-way performance
That's
stretch.
probably what it was. The core short.
Might have been the core short, and it's available in 3 inseam options. I bet you got the right length for yourself. We love Vuori. It's an investment in your happiness, and for our listeners, they are offering 20% off your first purchase. Get yourself some of the most comfortable and versatile clothing on the planet at vuori.com/boydad. That's VUORI.com/boydad. Exclusions apply. Visit the website for full terms and conditions. Not only will you receive 20% off your first purchase, but enjoy free shipping on any U.S. orders over $75 and free returns. Go to vuori.com/boydad and discover the versatility of Vuori clothing. Exclusions apply. Visit the website for full terms and conditions.
Guys, can we talk about Kraken for a second? If you're going to trade crypto, do it right. No sketchy platforms, no sketchier customer support. That's why we only trust Kraken. Kraken lets you buy, sell, and swap over 300 cryptos without the lag, crashes, or clownery. Buying crypto manually, that's old school. Recurring buys lets you automate your investments so you stack stats without even thinking about it. DCA done right. Buy more when prices dip and less when they spike. Link your bank in minutes. You set it, forget it, and let your portfolio grow. And you can use Kraken Pay, which is instant crypto payments. No more I'll Venmo you later. Whether you're covering a lost bet, splitting the tab after a night out, or spending funds for the next wild adventure, Kraken Pay lets you move money instantly with 0 fees and no banks holding things up. Oh, and you refer your friends, Kraken will hook you up with $200 in USDG just for spreading the love. So quit waiting. Head to kraken.com/barstool. Not investment advice. Crypto trading involves a risk of loss and is offered to U.S. customers excluding Washington, New York, and Maine through Payward Interactive Incorporated. Pick me definition.
Yeah. Yeah.
Great.
I'm running out of time.
Being labeled of a pick-me generally refers to someone, often a woman, who attempts to gain attention and validation from men by distancing herself from other women and often adopting stereotypes or behaviors associated with masculinity.
Okay,
exactly.
So she's like a scab to women.
Yeah.
I
She
guess.
crossed the picket line.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm actually with the men now.
She's riding on the bus to the mines with the rest of the men while all the women are throwing eggs at her.
And people are like, oh, so you're a lesbian? She's like, no. I'm straighter than anyone.
She's a big Caitlin Clark hater, right?
Who? Plum?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
when she
early
first-
on, she was just
yeah.
giving her a hard time. Welcome to the league.
Yeah, welcome to the league.
But she's like a lesser Batman villain to Caitlin Clark's. Like obviously the main one is Angel Reese. Like that's the Joker.
Yeah, I
Angel
guess.
Reese is her Joker.
But
This
is
was
it?
like
That doesn't even really seem like
she's
a
the
rivalry.
Penguin.
That seems like more of a one-way rivalry at this point.
She's her villain though. She's like
Well,
obviously-
Caitlin Clark dominates Angel Reese.
Well, Batman fucking always beats the Joker in every.
Batman got roughed up by the Joker pretty bad.
Yeah, well, she won the first.
Yeah,
she won
at
the
LSU.
LSU thing.
Yeah.
I get why she's so mad, though. I mean, she had a tough childhood.
Who?
Plum
Oh,
grew up without her dad, the academic who
Who
killed
got
that
shot.
guy with the knife in the library.
I have no idea what that is in reference to.
Batman.
That's Batman too.
Professor Plum
Oh,
Professor Plum.
with the knife in the
I have
library.
no
Oh, no.
idea.
Clue. No, I
Yeah.
got you.
No, I'm not up to date on my Clue references.
Talk about daddy
game?
issues.
The board game?
Yeah.
You don't know the reference to the board game, dumbass.
Colonel Mustard.
Dude, you don't know Professor Plum from Clue?
That was her dad.
What are you fucking
Who's her
dumb?
dad?
She was set to enter a life of academia in her father's footsteps until
But Colonel Mustard was DJ Mustard's dad. And
That's right.
DJ
From
Mustard
Risk?
was a military brat.
that's
From-
who Kendrick is talking about when he goes, Mustard!
It's about Colonel Mustard from the board game Clue.
Yeah.
Then Turn the
DJ
TV
Mustard.
Off is a song about playing more board games.
That's it. Turn the TV off. Turn the TV off.
Really?
Turn the TV off. Turn the TV off.
Board games are fun. I haven't played a good board game in a while. Love a good Scrabble.
I need you guys.
Scrabble just sucks because everyone cheats and they make up words. And then,
They
like
do?
Francis has to be the worst person on earth to play Scrabble
well,
with.
because I know
Zine.
that's
It's actually the Latin origin.
yeah, but that's where the
for-
challenge comes in.
Yeah, but it's like,
You can challenge
come
people.
on. I want to see xylophone. I want to see zebra. Give me some tricky ones. Don't give me these fake bullshit words that never existed.
Za is a word. Z-A.
Yeah, I'm sure it is in your dictionary.
You have to know all the two-letter words to be really good at Scrabble.
Yeah, but that's why it's not fun to play with
Cheat.
people like that.
Q-I is a word.
Yeah,
Chat. Q-A-T
not the way
is
I
a word.
play. Not the way I play.
QAT.
You got to know the Q words when you don't have a U. You got to know how to dump your Q.
I know how to dump my Q.
Oh,
Quiet.
There's also XI and XU are both words.
No.
So if you get a triple letter
It's such bullshit.
and you can go both ways, that's a major. One
Also,
time I had
how
a
does
double
Scrabble
double.
still not have just inserts for you to put the fucking
You need to
tiles?
you need to buy a better board. Those are the deluxe boards that
Oh,
have
they
the
are?
actual thing and it swivels like a
Oh,
lazy Susan.
Damn, that sounds way more enjoyable because I can't stand
It's terrible.
when the tiles are misplaced. Oh, it
Brother.
drives me out of my mind.
They start to
You're
squiggle.
playing on a
Yeah.
flat board where the pieces are sliding all over the
Yeah.
place.
I always got to go in and rearrange them, tighten them up.
That's
Me
the
too.
OCD.
I get that completely. You deserve one of the gourmet boards.
Yeah.
It
I don't know. I
actually
never
has
got the gourmet. I never had like the Monopoly where you have the credit cards. You ever see that?
No.
There's
That's
like a
hilarious.
There's like a cashless Monopoly now.
You
It
just
comes
swipe
with like
your
a
phone?
comes with a scanner
No way.
and fake credit cards.
Mm.
People probably don't know what the cash is.
I know.
Boardwalk, you owe me 1/2 of a Bitcoin.
If you did a cashless Monopoly, the game would last 90% of that game is being like, all right, wait, if you got this, then that means I owe you 6. Like that's the whole game, rather than just tap. Dude.
Yeah,
I
I'll
own
just do
all
the math.
railroads now.
Monopoly Deal is my preferred version of Monopoly now. I love that game.
I'm not familiar at all.
It's great. It's cards. It's really fun. It's a really fun game.
How did
Deal.
Monopoly even get to the top of the board game empire?
It's such a fun game. It's definitely my favorite board game.
Marketing from big board game?
The problem is that no one wants to play it because it takes long.
No, I don't like Monopoly.
Why?
The rules are much more complicated than you'd think. When you get towards the end game, have you ever properly ended a game of Monopoly?
Probably not.
The rules about
they're
like
like 40
mortgaging your
hours long.
properties and properties that have houses and hotels on them and what you get for that and what's live and like how you actually end the game it gets dark.
Dark?
Yeah.
Dark.
How?
Well, you have to like kill off so many people.
Oh.
You stop passing go. The police officer is a drunk rogue who hits his wife.
Yeah. It just is tough. Usually the game ends because it's like, well, clearly I can't afford to pay you that. So, okay, you win.
Yeah.
But a lot of the time you can afford to pay it if you mortgage all your properties.
Yeah, but then it just becomes a slippery slope. Like, because I always used to just get the railroads because then every time someone hits one of the railroads, they have to give you a shit ton of money if you have all 4.
If you have all 4, it's $200
Yeah.
rent or something like that. Yeah.
And I would get all the railroads and then I'd get properties too. But it's like by the end, it's like you're selling off it's just every round. You're like, all right, what am I going to have to sell this time? Like you have a general idea, I feel like. Like when someone's got the dark blues and they've got hotels on them and you're like, if I land on that, it's over.
Yes. But there are only 2.
Yeah, but
The
they always seem to find their way.
The greens are a bigger problem.
The greens are an issue as well.
You should just get something out of staying at the hotel. It should be a little bit nicer.
Yeah, you should
You should be able to experience.
Or
a
if you
fun
if you
time.
hit it like 7 times, maybe you get a little bit of a status,
Mhm.
discount.
Yeah, platinum.
Yeah, pay for
Reward
the
card or
motel,
something,
get the hotel.
1 night free stay at the
Yeah.
hotel maybe would be nice.
We need to make a more modern version of Monopoly.
Where there's like a verbo.
Yeah, the first hour is just figuring out what credit card you want. What's the most realistic one?
You could turn your house into an Airbnb.
yeah.
This house is actually a hotel now.
It's Memorial Day weekend. You know I'm renting that weekend.
Tennessee Avenue. Let's read some reviews. Who stayed here in the past?
Yeah, you should be able to just not stay places.
The hot tub wasn't clean.
Nah, I'm gonna spin again. I'm not staying at that fucking dump.
I pass.
Just buy it on Klarna. You just 4 payments, 4 easy payments. No, I'm not gonna pay up front. I'm gonna use
Dude,
Klarna.
those things are crazy. When you're buying like a fucking toothbrush on Amazon and they're like with 15 easy payments, you could hand and you're like, dude, what? Paying
Do they
off the
charge interest on
toothbrush
that?
$1 a week for 10 years.
I know Klarna doesn't charge interest, but do they charge
Oh, they
interest?
have to.
Amazon does?
They have
15
to.
years later, you're like, I wish I knew then what I know now. This
Now I owe 3
goddamn
toothbrushes.
toothbrush. This has been the bane of my existence. Every year, I get the date comes around.
I mean,
used to
from
be
pretty
student
much
loans.
what I was told was just to never do any of that shit.
Pay cash for everything.
Yeah, if you got the cash, pay the cash. Because I remember when I got my PlayStation, I remember they were like trying to get me to sign up for one of the Best Buy credit cards. And I remember the lady at the front desk was like, don't do it. I was like, I wasn't going to. But like she gave the whole speech and then she was like, don't get the credit card.
Yeah.
She was like, I tell my kids the same thing. And I was like, oh yeah.
She was worried about you.
Yeah, I was like, I wasn't
nice.
going to get the Best Buy credit card. I was like, look, I got the platinum already. I'm not getting the Best Buy credit card.
Do you ever do you carry do you mind if I ask you, like, do you
I have the
carry a
platinum
balance
business.
on your credit card from month to month? Or do you pay it
Occasionally.
off every month?
Occasionally.
You do?
Yeah.
You ever see you know what the interest payment is on something like that?
No.
I think it's like 22%. It's insane.
Really?
Oh my God. Credit card companies do not want you
To keep
to
money.
actually pay off your balance every month.
Oh, yeah.
The way that they make money is by having you carry credit over and then
Yeah.
having to pay
It's really 20%.
interest on that. It's an insane number.
20% feels like illegal.
It's ridiculous. It's insane how high credit card fucking interest rates are.
Yeah, that's steep.
Let me look it up.
Month to month, I'm paying mine off right now. I thought you're supposed to keep it to raise your credit score. My dumb ass.
Yeah, that's what I've been doing. Or not.
Credit card
Not me
interest.
directly.
Right.
But you through friends.
Yeah, 24 average credit card interest rate is currently 24.2%.
So what does that mean?
Okay, so let's say that you decide to carry a balance of $1,000 this month to the next. You pay off the rest of your balance, but you're like, you know what? I got some things I want to buy, and so I'm just going to push this payment down the road. That means that next month you're going to owe, obviously, at some point that $1,000 plus another $242
Yeah.
of
It's
just
fucked.
like tax pay of like
Yeah.
just fuck you money
Yeah. That's crazy.
on top. And then if you don't pay that off,
That's what.
now
What
you're
if you
paying
hit-
interest on the 1,000 plus the 242.
Yeah.
What if I hit my monthly? What if I hit the monthly minimum?
That's how they get you. They're like, or you can just pay your $65 monthly minimum. That's nothing. That doesn't do anything.
Yeah.
That
I've
carries
been
your
doing
interest.
that.
You're still going to pay the interest payment. Just means you won't pay a penalty.
What the fuck?
Yeah, they gotta teach us this.
Yeah, dude, that is something to teach. Do whatever you can. I mean, to not pay your to pay off your monthly balance,
Yeah.
your statement every month.
Interesting.
That's a big thing. Credit card debt, man, gets scary. That hole gets bigger and bigger each month.
Yeah.
The longer you,
I was just carrying it for fun. I thought that it was fun to have a little bit of.
I thought it was good. Yeah, I thought it was good to keep a little in there.
I don't know. I mean, look, there are other ways to raise your credit score. They say that having multiple credit cards open and so that you can spend small percentages of your allowance of your credit limit.
Yeah.
Keeping your credit limit low across multiple credit cards is allegedly quite good for your credit score.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, I've just been proven to be a fucking idiot.
Yep.
I mean, maybe I'm dead wrong. I don't know. That was always what I was taught. You got to pay off your balance every month.
I'm getting
Otherwise-
charged 20% every month.
24% probably.
Damn
You?
it.
You don't see that number go up? You don't see the interest payment?
Mm-mm.
I mean,
I
it
gotta look into that.
probably just gets added. I check my credit card statement like every single day.
Is that the member guest?
It is, yeah.
Oh, you're letting somebody in.
Package.
Package? That's going to be gone.
Big ass book.
Yeah.
You gotta just.
Oh, shit. It's the box of cockroaches I dropped off.
It's
It's the cockroach food
It's the cock box.
they need to eat. It's the hamburger helper.
All right, Sass is dying to end this.
I gotta piss so bad.
All right. Did we get to an hour? Okay.
Amazing.
Fine.
All right. We will see you guys next episode. Thank you for listening.
Thanks
Hope
for
you
We're
listening.
gonna be
enjoyed.
doing Sheboygan.
Sheboygan. Ron's gonna be in Sheboygan. Make sure you get tickets for that.
Mm-hmm.
And Champaign, Illinois.
Nice. I'll be in a bunch of places this fall.
The Fall of Francis.
Phoenix, among others. Fucking Boston, Philly, all the hits, all the top dogs. Come out. punchup.live/Francis Ellis. San Diego as well.
Sass dates. Come on, bro.
I don't have anything. Nothing to promote. Listen to the podcast. Share the podcast with your friends. Grow the podcast. This is on you guys now. We're giving up.